Hello, it's Anya. Welcome to the channel. I received an email today with a description of the upcoming update, so we'll read it together. Actually, I'll read it, and you'll listen, so there won't be any gunfire or explosions in this episode, so you can listen to it somewhere in the background. I hear them moving around outside my city, so we need to go back to make it quiet. Anyway, before we start, I'd like to remind you to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. If you appreciate this content more, you can become a supporter of this channel, for which I thank you in advance. So, without further ado, let's dive into this email. We'll see if we learn anything interesting here. The most important thing, the new version, the new update, the Dragon Siege, will be released on May 20th, 2026. We don't know the UTC times, but there'll probably be some post-reset hours, so I know 3 UTC, something like that. I don't know what time these updates usually happen, but I know they're somewhere at night, while I'm sound asleep. Let's scroll down a bit. We have a new season, Point 1, Season of Strife, Season 7, Dragon Siege. The Heptarchy Wars have begun, and Tamari faces an epic battle. Command a powerful fire dragon to lead sieges and fight to restore order in Jargon. The main aspects of the season, Dragon Siege. The first important point is sieges. Ancient human citadels are located in strategic locations across the country. Marking territory with them allows you to defend important locations and also advance deeper into enemy lands, making them a key strategic asset. There will be some ancient citadels, new citadel buildings, combat mechanics, and terrain configurations offering a completely new experience in the game against other players. Work together to defend citadels or breach their walls to conquer them. Fight amidst chaos in an epic battle for dominance. So what, will there be new buildings? Maybe something like bastions? We'll see. Controlling the dragon. We've seen this before in videos, but let's see what they've written here. The fire dragon's soul has been scattered across the land, imprisoned in towers by the forces of darkness. Fulfill the dark occupants of the summoning tower to summon and control dragons on the battlefield, bringing destruction to your enemies. So we haven't learned anything here, but we will control dragons. Yes, the season's exclusive battle pet, the adorable Thunder Dragon, has emerged from the storm to embark on fantastic adventures across the land. When the season ends, the Thunder Dragon will not be able to return with you to your homeland. The Thunder Dragon uses unique pet fruits and skill cards, which will be distributed after the season ends. So this Thunder Dragon will only be in Season 7. Yes, in the Dragon Siege. Too bad. I thought it would be something permanent because it looked quite interesting. This pet looked quite interesting because it would be a general profile pet, sort of, but only for Season 7. Moving on, we have a new season map. Well, we won't read all about that. Anyway, there will be 4 starting regions, right? That's all we care about here. And there will be seasonal policies. New seasonal policies that will now help you gain even more power. A new exclusive policy for the legendary hero Selûne, Freewing. Once implemented, this policy allows the legendary hero Selûne's abilities to work in battles against other players without the need for a flying legion. So, Selûne will no longer be OP only with flying legions. Regarding Selûne herself, there will be a video soon, because she is truly, very interesting, and the tests I've seen are also interesting. I can tell you this much, it will be something to watch. In any case, thanks to this, you can combine with other heroes in the Ground Legion while maintaining her incredible power. Believe me, her power, at least based on the tests I've seen, is really good. She's really good. And remember, the Freewing policy is only available for Season 7. So, only in this season will Selûne be Ming 2.0. Moving on, we have Point 2, New Heroes, Artifacts, and Battle Pets. New Heroes. The legendary hero Warden has been added, Magic, PvP, and Skills. And Warden will be available in Lucky Spin and the Wheel of Fortune. The legendary hero Cantamin has also been added, Magic, Gather and Control, available in the Wheel of Fortune events, and the Strongest Lord. So Cantamin will be from the Strongest Lord. Personally, I think Cantamin could be really good. He looks quite interesting, let's be honest. He has such bright colors. Of course, bright colors mean something is poisonous and dangerous. So we'll see if he's dangerous on the battlefield. Moving on, we have a new artifact. The legendary Bracers of Doom artifact has been added, along with the PvP Magic Assault, available in the Forest Bounty and the Light Forge. And there's a new battle pet. Here's an interesting Polish translation. We have a new battle pet, Magisk, or the magical fox. Magic warrior of skills. We'll see what he does there. In any case, point 3 might also be interesting. These are usually very interesting improvements to the seasonal system. The first point is improved camp allocation during the season. A camp switching feature is now available in the Season of Disputes based on camps 3, 5, and 6. During the first 3 days of the War Threshold phase, lands on the same season map can swap camps and switch regions. Camp switching is only available for lands of the same class. High Kings from both must agree, and other High Kings on the map can veto the exchange. Oh, Liberum veto, and that's it. IG will probably do that, but we'll see. Well, anyway, a lot of changes will definitely be needed when it comes to choosing a starting camp. Yes, choosing your own camps can also be important, although I'll be honest, diplomacy or talking to other kings is the worst thing about this game. So, yeah, but only those who talk to them know about that. Yes, there's nothing worse. I think it's not the game itself that's broken, but the kings themselves. The kings ruin a lot of seasons here, but it is what it is. Let's see what's next. An improved crystal buff shop, that shop at the end when we're on the home kingdom. Yes, now those buffs will last 45 days instead of 30, so you can spend more time on the home kingdom, which is sometimes better than entering the KVK map, right? Let's move on. Point 4. Combat system improvements. The first subpoint, improved attack range buff. When the marksmen and magic legions receive attack range buffs, these buffs will also apply to heroes, combat pets, and artifacts with the same unit type designation or designated as generic. So, at this point, artifacts for archers should deal damage at longer ranges, once we have long-range warfare. But we'll see how it goes with that. I think this change definitely won't hurt. However, is the additional range for archers on how many maps? 2 or 1, I don't remember how many scenarios have the additional range, but I think it's on 2, if I'm not mistaken. So, we have 7 scenarios. We have 7 scenarios right now, and the range is only on 2, so we'll see when we can test it. Anyway, there was a problem with pets and artifacts when we had that extra range, so we'll see, because right now I think that extra range, when it took away 20% of our normal, basic attack, we were killing ourselves over infantry, and that extra range did more harm than good, so we'll see. Generally, most people were already playing without that range anyway, so as not to reduce their attack, so you know how it is. It hurts. Now we have the new G5 infantry, which is also pretty good. So that's how it is. Second bullet point. Clarification of stamina consumption. The description of the rules regarding stamina consumption has been changed. When legions apply a debuff to another player's legion without attacking, it also consumes stamina. This change only affects the text. The gameplay rules haven't changed. Wait, when legions apply debuffs to other players' legions. So, when we apply a debuff to someone or when we get a debuff, we also lose stamina. It would be nice if both sides lost damage even when we apply and when we receive a debuff. I think that's how it should work, but here it's described as if only one side lost damage, and it's probably the attacking side. I don't know how to interpret that, but let's move on. The third point of point 4, hero skill fixes. Fixed an issue with calculating the range of Ruby's hero skill Blind Barrage when commanding different unit types. The activation conditions for this skill are now strictly determined by the attack range of the given unit type. I don't know what the problem was, honestly, because I don't have Ruby, but it sounds a bit like cavalry and legions also had a long range of these additional attacks, so you run somewhere with Ruby in cavalry, or those elk riders, or ranged cavalry, and Ruby probably dealt additional damage at a greater range. I don't know, it's hard to say what the problem was, because honestly, I haven't seen it. However, the second problem, this time with Agnar, was also fixed. A ranging stomp could accidentally damage other nearby players' legions under certain circumstances when attacking dark legions. Honestly, I've never seen my Agnar accidentally attack someone, but it might have been something like that. Yes, the important thing is that they're fixing something. Improved auto-target switching. When a legion under the influence of taunt doesn't target or initiate an attack, Defeating it and triggering auto-target switching to attack other targets will no longer trigger War Rage. As for the taunt, well, that's obviously an effect of the necklace for Gore's Torque Feast. Well, it won't trigger War Rage now when we stab someone. After this change, we probably won't go berserk when stunted, so we'll see. That's my understanding. Let's move on to point 5, Covenant System Improvements. Point 1. Improved Covenant Technology, Fortifications. After researching the Covenant's fortification technology, authorized members will be able to reinforce Covenant buildings, gradually increasing their durability to a maximum value based on their current level. Covenants can choose the time to reinforce their buildings by planning reinforcements and upgrades. So, if I understand correctly, now that we have developed the fortification technology, we're talking about the technology that increases building durability by up to 40%. And the moment we build a tower, that tower begins to repair itself, so to achieve maximum durability. And then we can't upgrade that tower to a shooting or bombardment tower. And we have to wait, often 2 hours, I think, before we can upgrade such a tower to a shooting tower. If I understand correctly, we'll now be able to manually activate this reinforcement, meaning we can increase the tower's durability. And honestly, that would be a nice change, because sometimes we need to quickly build that bombardment tower, but we can't build it because, for example, our Covenant has reached level 10 of that technology. So let's hope it works that way. Let's move on to the next point. Improved relocation notifications. When you relocate and other players' legions are stationed in your city, you'll receive a message asking if you want to send other players' legions back to their own cities. Oh, that's pretty cool, isn't it? I think you've probably encountered this situation where you left a legion in a city, then you want to get that legion out of that city, join the fight, and then it turns out your legion is 600 kilometers away, right? And it's not even their fault, because they didn't know anyone was in their city. Nobody checks. Of course, there will be a notification now, so things like that shouldn't happen anymore. And another point, if your relocation destination is within range of an enemy alliance siege tower, you'll receive a message informing you of the risk and allowing you to choose an alternative location. Honestly, we didn't need that anymore. I think it's a matter of being attentive here. But sure, an additional notification certainly won't hurt anyone. 53. Increase limit for the Alliance player block list. The limit for the Alliance player block list has been increased from 50 to 100. That's not really important, at least we don't have enough players to block. 54. Improved resource assistance. When sending resource assistance, pressing transport will leave the interface open, allowing for faster and more convenient coordination of assistance. Oh my, finally, maybe this resource transfer will work somehow. I was supposed to send resources from the farms during the days, but when I see that, how are they supposed to improve or streamline this for us? Well, I'll wait this week so I don't have to deal with it, right? Just so I don't have to deal with it. Point 6. At least the headline sounds very interesting. Better player development. So let's see how we develop better. Improved Titan Legacy rewards in the Season of Disputes. Of course, due to the ongoing development of the game, and to make the Titan Legacy rewards more desirable during the Season of Strife, we've made the following improvements to some Titan Legacy rewards, those obtained after unlocking the Rune of Insight. You can now choose legendary artifacts, Faithful Shield, and Thunder Elegant as a maximum level reward. These changes will go into effect during the next Titan Legacy event during the Season of Strife, which will begin after the update. So, no, not for us, we're always this week, 2 weeks behind. No, with these changes lately, well, something bad is happening in G2. We're all a bit behind when it comes to the changes they're introducing. Let's move on to point 7. Quite a lot of these points. A better experience during events today. The Battle Abyss event has been updated. A demo feature has been added to some Battle Abyss events, allowing you to try out artifact heroes and battle pets and develop a completely new battle strategy. Different heroes, artifacts, and battle pets will be available in different seasons. The Abyssal store now sells territorial transfer items. Oh, additional teleports. Something we like, right? Something we like. You can never have too many teleports. If you want merit, well, unfortunately, you have to teleport to where the action is, right? Anyway, The option to test heroes if you don't have any heroes is super cool, right? Super cool. So what's there to say? Cool changes, really cool changes. But let's move on to the next point. Upgrading the Tournament of Excellence avatar frame. And winning the Tournament of Excellence multiple times will add loot to your avatar frame, commemorating your glory. So there will be some additional decorations for that frame. Cool. The World Cup Field Forecaster event. The 2026 World Cup is coming soon. Declare your support for your favorite team and win Guesser's Gold, which can be exchanged for prizes. World Cup. World Cup. So what will there be? New routes of war. I think that's the point, right? 74 Rainforest Guardian event. Protecting our world means protecting the rainforest. Complete daily tasks in the Rainforest Guardian eco-friendly event to receive Vial of Vitality. Use them to bring the rainforest back to life and earn amazing rewards. So what? Everyone will be cool now. 75. Let's move on. Improved event. Wonderful workshop. Chest rewards with a chosen decoration have been removed. Now you can choose your desired decoration as the main reward. So what? We'll be able to have better decorations there now. Honestly, I didn't participate in this event, so I don't even know what decorations were there. No, in my opinion, this event wasn't worth the candle, so I didn't participate. I was just collecting these gears, right? Because you can collect them for subsequent events, if I'm not mistaken. M7676 Improved Return Migration Rules. Limits on which lands can accept returning migrants have been expanded. Previously, only lands in the pre-war phase could accept returning migrants. Now, lands that have started migration and haven't finished pairing for the season can accept returning migrants. Lands marked as having no places left still can't accept returning migrants. Cool changes. I think that if someone returns, they'll simply have a wider return window. Although, I don't know if such people will be willingly accepted into any alliances. It's unlikely anyone will risk such a person actually returning and not immediately quitting the game. So, I don't know if this will change anything, but let's move on to point 8. Hey, 8 points probably haven't been in these emails for a long time. Anyway, let's see what's here. 81. Fixed an issue with the display of the Mana Stone effect. Fixed an issue where the values displayed in the Training Mana Stone Effect Overview tab didn't correspond to their actual values. This change only affects the displayed value. The effects themselves haven't been changed. Let's move on. A new scouting quest type. Burning Trials quests have been added to sentry posts to improve exploration and development. We'll see what happens. What kind of burning trials will these be? From what I understand, these burning trials were supposed to be some kind of improved abyss, or those abyss with that dragon. I don't know. Well, we'll see in a week, right? It's a shame they don't include some preview images with these emails. That would be fantastic. I'm not talking about videos, no, but one image would give us a lot. Anyway, let's move on to the last point. Other changes. The Life Grab Supplies event has been disabled in some seasons, so I guess there won't be that event where we get elixirs when the gates open. Honestly, I like it. I like to fight, but when we were getting, 1 million a day for 5 days, that's a lot of elixirs. So, to be honest, how much is it to go out on foot? Let's say, on average, 50,000 people end up in the hospital during a single infantry outing. So let's break it down. Divide 1 million by 50,000. That gives us an additional 20 infantry legion outings, right? And that's just from that elixir. Remember, some people have 2 million healing points per day, so they can go out 60 times a day with infantry. So, good luck, right? I don't like these fights lately because of that. These long fights because they're just beating up infantry, nothing more. No, that's why I'm a proponent of the fewer elixirs, the better, frankly. There won't be as much infantry spamming, right? Because there will be spamming, but it shouldn't be that much. The first day of fighting, when those gates open and you're fighting for, 12 hours a day, cool, right? But the second, third, it's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting, psychologically exhausting, and not physically either, because you're sitting there fighting, and the infantry doesn't stop, They're flooding you with infantry. So, well, for me, the changes are cool, absolutely. And finally, remember to click here. Fill out the survey, and you'll get 200 gems, always something. You can always improve 2 or 3 policies, always something, right? Anyway, if I were to evaluate this update, what's interesting here? These changes with archers, supposedly with this range, are interesting, but we have 2 scenarios with, I think, additional range, so it's not such a significant change. Honestly, it could be cool to change camps, choose a region. It could be really cool. But even now I think we could create a cool KVK, it just takes 2 to tango. And as we know, some kings here are closed to conversations. New map, new heroes. Well, it's something new, something cool, but I'll rate this update. The changes to the bypass are definitely cool. Well, I'll rate this update, honestly, 6 out of 10. Nothing really grabbed me here. Maybe these changes to the bypass will be cool. Maybe these fiery trials, or whatever they're called, will be interesting too. We'll see, right? Maybe a 7. We'll give it a 7, right? Because I don't think they broke anything. Although no, they added a new building. Well, they added a new building, but it's probably a building everywhere, or, wait, this building was. Okay, this building was only there this season. Well, that's cool. So it's not a permanent change, at least not yet. So maybe they didn't break anything overall, right? We'll see. So a 7 out of 10 is my opinion on this update. It's kind of cool, but nothing really grabbed me, right? Let me know what you think about it, what you liked about it, what you didn't like. I'll be saying goodbye to you here. You know what to do. Take care.